There are many people who talk about positive thinking. They kind of are talking about how you can cherry pick certain interpretations of any like fucked up situation, and that can be a way to live a happy life. Now that works to some extent, but it has a bad side too that I want to highlight in this video. Basically, what I want to say is, what I want to explain is positive thinking where you do not see things as they are, rather interpret them in a positive way. It leads to passivity and not progress. It's bad for your growth if we are talking about you growing as a person, or if we're talking about the growth of your career or making your life better than how it is. For all of these things, it's really bad and it doesn't serve growth. So to make the idea intelligible for you, I will have to like explain certain words or concepts for you. If you stay to the end, you will have like an insight, and I think you will be able to utilize it in your life. So first of all, I want to explain it to you, like what is happiness, what is satisfaction, because that's where things stem from. When someone is advising you to think positively, what they're aiming at is happiness. They're telling you like this is a method that you can utilize to be happy or be satisfied. You can think positively and you will be happy. So happiness is a word with so many like weird associations. If you ask 10 people what is happiness, they would define it differently. So it's a very complicated concept. It does not have a very straightforward definition. But happiness or satisfaction can be defined as a state of mind where your internal expectations are aligned with the external reality. Like how you want things to be, they are in that way, then you experience this state of mind that we can title as satisfied state of mind or happy state of mind. It might like sound too abstract. I'll give you an example. Like if you desire to have a Ferrari, then you will be happy when you have a Ferrari. So it was your inner desire that you wanted to have a Ferrari. And when your desire is met by the reality, when the reality is aligned with your desires, you are happy. It can apply to anything. Maybe you want to become a painter, and when you become a painter, you should feel happy. So that's what happiness is. I'm oversimplifying it, but it has like two variables. One of the variables is your desires, and one of them is the external world. And someone who is telling you to think positively is asking you not to change the world that is outside of you, but rather telling you that change yourself. It's like the parable of folks. There was a folks that wanted to like eat those grapes, and when she couldn't, she said the grapes are sour. So this kind of person who is telling you to think positively is telling you that just be blind. Like if you are in a fucked up situation, then think that you are not in a fucked up situation. So the sadness, the suffering that is going to come from you thinking that you are in a fucked up situation will not be there, and you should be happy. So he's telling you to change one variable. I'm telling you that it depends on two variables. Either you can change the second variable or first variable. First variable is you, your desires, and the second variable is the world outside. Now, for any kind of material growth or growth of yourself as a human being is linked with the second variable. Like if you were born as a poor person and then you hated being poor, you hated poverty, then you would suffer. You would see yourself as being a poor person and you would be suffering. So it wouldn't give you happiness. So the person who is telling you to think positively would say that things are not that bad. I'm not in the lower class. I'm like lower middle class, something like that. So I'm still okay. You can think positively, or you can think negatively. You can think that I am really poor and I have to change my situation. So you would be suffering, but that suffering is not bad for your progress, because when you would be suffering, you would be hating the situation that you are in. And once you accept that you are in a bad situation, once you accept that you have a problem, then the suffering that stems from you being in that problem will drive you to solve that problem. You hate being a poor person, you would start working to change your situation, and that will lead to progress. So you are suffering, though that suffering is good for your progress, right? You have to be dissatisfied, you have to be unhappy to change your situation. So these two variables, changing only one of them is not the right strategy. That's what I want to highlight. That's the point of this video. Blind optimism is not healthy for progress. Like being delusional is not a good thing. You should be a realist, not a positive thinker.